you're coming out. Right here, the moment has come. Now, I'm here, I'm Francis Carver, this is Caroline Wiseman, and we're here to welcome Lucia van der Post, the daughter of Lawrence van der Post. You'll see a lot of his books along there. A very distinguished writer, and he, believe it or not, wrote for 30 years in that little room in the middle there. And so we're going to name it as the Lawrence van der Post room. And his daughter, Lucia, very kindly agreed to come and say a little bit about him. And then Caroline has lots of interesting things to say. You don't have lots of interesting things to say.
What I'm trying to say is, I'm not going to be talking for a long time, a few little things.
A few little things, Caroline. Anyway, welcome everyone, thank you all for coming. And Lucia, would you like to say a few words on this great occasion?
Yes, I would. Albury was incredibly precious to my father. It was one of the places where I think he spent some of his happiest days. He used to write in the mornings, play tennis in the afternoons with Mary Potter, with Benjamin Britten. Didn't she play tennis? Yeah, on her court. And my husband. And then in the evening they had cultural nourishment in the shape of music and literary discussions. I think it had everything that he really wanted. And I believe he was at his happiest here. And I'm so thrilled that Caroline has got this project going, because it has everything that's dear to him. She's conceiving it as a sort of centre of creative endeavour, and that was something that he spent his whole life involved in, creative endeavour. And he himself had enormous trouble getting started as a writer, because he was the 13th child of 15, and his father, who had been a very successful lawyer, died when he was 6. And then this very prosperous way of life dried up almost overnight. The income stopped, and they found that there were huge debts. And so he himself had to start work at 16. He didn't go to university, he felt his mother couldn't afford it. And to become a writer was an immense struggle, because he was so busy earning a living, he couldn't actually find time to write. And so we in South Africa have a little project which is a little bit conceived along the same lines as Caroline's. In Philippolis we had a few sums, a little sum of money in a little foundation, which translated into rands went rather further than it did in pounds. And we have got at the Memorial Centre an artist's retreat there. And the notion is that people who want to find time to paint or to write or to think can come and stay there and pay very little and find time and space and peace to start their creative lives. And Caroline is thinking along very similar lines. Here she wants this to be a centre of creative activity where people can come and have space and time to think, to write, to paint. And she's going to have these exhibitions here. And I can think of nothing that really would be a better memorial to my father than making it a centre of this creative endeavour. And I absolutely love the simplicity of the room, which so sums him up. You know, people made out that he sort of was always sort of after grand things. His tastes were extremely simple. And that room is a perfect symbol of the things that really mattered to him. Space, time, writing, creative endeavour.
There's a photograph inside of him working there, isn't there?
There is indeed. And on Caroline's invitation, those of you who have it, there's a little video link you can click onto, which shows him walking along this beach, I think from here. He comes to the tower and then goes back to his house. So I would like to thank Caroline enormously for her imaginative effort in looking after this and making it such a centre of lovely things. So thank you.
Thank you.